We are live.
Oh, good God.
Gosh, it's been a year.
Oh God, it has.
Been a minute.
Oh my gosh.
I'm just hoping the audio is working because nothing else has decided to work today.
Can you hear us, Carl?
Can you hear us, Carl? I guess I can go to this screen.
Awesome.
Sweet. You guys saw where I was rolling a bunch of exploding dice earlier. For no reason.
It looked like fun.
Oh, it was fun. It was great fun.
I'm very excited for exploding dice and
Oh,
very
God, I
terrified
forgot about
of
exploding
Sev
dice.
having exploding dice.
We're not safe here.
No, we're not. I'm in danger. Oh man.
I just need one of my fiery giants to crit. That's all I need right now. Okay, so I guess it's been a while. Should we just go ahead and go around and let everybody know who we are, on the inside and outside? Who we are as people, and maybe who we are as a character. I think that we just usually went clockwise, so I'll make MK the first.
Do it.
You make me go first. Goodness gracious. Friendship canceled. Hello everyone. I'm MK.
Subscription canceled, so it's all good.
And that's how we get banned from Twitch.
I'm MK. On the outside, I am a human. On the inside, I am also human, but I have organs in there, just kind of hanging out. And
Gross.
today I'm playing Callophrys, the bard who does music and is cool, and he has a sick new thing that I will talk about in a little while.
Okay.
Yay. Okay. Hi, I'm Christina Sid. Greek Sid on the Twitters. Inside, I am various flora and fauna, like gut flora. That's a whole thing. Read a whole article about that. But today, I'm playing Zan, the celestial warlock, and yeah, she needs to get her undercut redone. It's bad. It's been an interesting 6 months. Yeah.
Interesting.
Hi, I'm Chris. On the outside, I am a manic pixie dream girl. And on the inside, I am the Grinch who stole your lunch. And
Not Christmas, just my lunch.
Chris wins. Chris wins intros today.
specifically MK's lunch. Which was
I was looking
delicious, by
forward
the
to
way.
that. It better have
Sorry.
been
Sorry, but
made with love.
I'm playing Gol Longkeeper, the pirate man with fantastic hair. And today is the day I try and remember how to play Dungeons and Dragons.
Yes.
Live on the internet.
I think it's MK's. You're going to learn again, right? I mean,
I'm what?
you're going to learn that again today too, are you not?
Probably.
I think she tried starting May of 2019 or something like that, or October. I can't remember when we first started playing. It's been a while.
It's been a while.
And I'm Saevrick. I'm going to be your dungeon master today, and probably be playing Cannibal Blink Dog on top of it. So
The soundtrack today is brought to you by Christina and I singing the first two lines of that Stain song from 20 years ago over and over again.
been a while.
It's been a while.
Well, let's see.
I've missed you all so much.
I know MK had something that she wanted to show off. So let's go ahead and take our little camera here. And we're going to go down to the free city of Greyhawk, to the Grand Arena. What we have... How about getting my little thing here? Can you all hear that?
No.
Awesome. I'm glad I'm playing music for no reason then.
There it is.
You hear it now?
Yes.
Really loud in my ears, so that's why I asked. Very epic, wow. So, let me switch this over to the map here, where it's just going to be Cal, but... Cal, what have you been doing the last 6 months?
Last 6 months. Cal has been trying to improve in every way. He's becoming more rounded, no longer a triangle. He's trying to become more rounded as a person, in all of his skills. So he's been practicing the slide whistle like super hard. He's also been like practicing having muscles super hard, also called working out, and like magic, and just like his contact with. He's been hanging out with Cuthbert a lot, you know, good stuff.
What you're saying is he deleted Facebook, lawyered up, and hit the gym.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He created a MySpace for some reason as well.
Oh, just him and Tom hanging out.
Very interesting choice.
Maybe a live journal.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord.
I know that Callophrys actually picked up some interesting markings.
Yes. Callophrys got a sick tattoo.
And she
Bam.
goes,
Oh, what? That's amazing.
Yes.
That's really cool.
Drawn by, oh god, Casey. I forgot her Twitter handle.
Casey Anthony.
explain anything about this tattoo?
So cool.
So, to explain about the tattoo, Callophrys is actually a type of butterfly known as the green hair streak. And so that is his tattoo, basically.
This is when we find out Callophrys is actually a butterfly. Polymorphed into a human being.
And then he emerges from his cocoon. That's what he's been doing all these 6 months. He's been, what is it called? When the caterpillar
A
is...
metamorphosis.
He's been practicing his metamorphosis.
Pupating.
Pupating.
Exactly. All these words are correct.
Oh, Lord Cal. So you have spent your part of the day here training, building up your muscles. It's been a while since the Battle of Emerald Fields. It is now closer to winter, so it's a little bit colder out. The nice crisp fall air feels very cold against your sweat glistening body and your perfect eyebrows. Actually, you and Zan had traveled here together, and you're both staying at a small place called the Raven's Roost Inn, just on the outside of town. It is, let me grab my notes here, I'm so sorry. It's right against the Selentan River, just overlooking the docks there. Is there anything in particular you'd like to do, Callophrys? Would you like to head back? Would you like to train some more? What would you like to do?
That depends. How long has Cal been training? Does he need a break?
That is up to you. I set up the scene entirely just for your tattoo.
Oh, wonderful. Well, with Cal's awesome, new awesome muscles and new awesome tattoo, he will call it a day and start making his way downtown, walking fast.
Damn it. Okay.
And he's inbound.
God, okay. All right.
Dumkey's joining in on the soundtrack today too. I love
Apparently
it.
so. Okay. Zan. What has Zan been doing for the last 6 months?
Well, probably straight reading.
Straight reading.
Yes, she, one, no longer needs to sleep, and two, is able to see in the darkness up to 120 feet. So she probably also forgets to turn the lights on. Just sits there reading continuously.
Wonderful. She has become a little bit obsessed, I would say, in her time.
Just a bit.
Learning about the Great Wheel, about the demons that reside out there in the abyss, and about a certain scripture, or I want to say scripture, but certain, what's the word I'm looking for here? Prophecy that she had stumbled upon, trying to find some meaning behind it.
Oh, yes. So, lots of studying, lots of ancient cryptic texts, lots of old tomes.
Right. Looking into the prophecy as best you can, the best you could surmise was indeed that it had the ringing or the flow of Orcus maybe behind the whole scheme, I guess the word is I want to use. It's a little bit stranger here that the realms are cut off from the Celestials themselves. There is a divine gate that makes a barrier between where the demons of the abyss reside and the powers reside in the outer planes. And to the best of your knowledge, and the best of your recollecting while perusing these tomes, it would seem that this particular guardian for this realm, the realm of Oerth, would be Saint Cuthbert himself. And you know the Blood Wars, the eternal struggle between the demons and the fiends, which is never-ending and always looking for a victor that it can never find. But looking back on this prophecy, you would seem that Orcus is looking to end that. Of course, the last part of the prophecy, speaking of Sigil and the lady, that was the one that took the hardest or the longest time to really dig into, to try to understand. You actually had to look through some writings by Mordenkainen himself before you could actually truly surmise what Sigil was.
He's highly overrated. Continue, sorry.
This center of the multiverse, as it were, where no gods were allowed to trespass. Overlooked by the Lady of Pain, whose origin is unknown. Seems like she's always been there and never been there, hardly ever seen, but her power is always felt. To the point where these Celestials actually gather at the bottom of this spire where the City of Sigil hangs overhead, just so they could speak amicably, because their powers were completely muted there. You'll see Orcus has his eyes on the City of Sigil, and its many infinite doorways to all planes, all prime material planes, all outer planes, the inner planes. And if he were to grab hold of that, it would probably mean the unbinding of the multiverse altogether.
Big bold letters. No Orcus in Sigil. Exclamation, exclamation.
The thing that has been hardest for you to try to really figure out is, where does Demogorgon play in all this?
In the Upside Down.
God damn it, Chris.
Motherfucker. Stream's over.
I'm leaving. I'm done.
We will see you in another year.
Bye, guys. It's been good.
It's been good. It's been great. Thanks, y'all. Bye.
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.
Thanks for having me, guys. It's been a blast.
And as I spoke earlier with Callophrys, you're both sort of stationed here at this inn, where you've taken books from the city proper, sort of brought them there and glazed over them. You all are essentially heroes of the Second Battle of Emerdy Meadows. You have pretty free reign of things. You're not questioned much on things. You're allowed to come and go as you please. Haven't been even asked to pay for anything really since you've been here. Because really, if they'd taken over, then the Free City would have probably been the next place to have fallen to Ayuz and his armies.
She probably doesn't leave her room much. Not gonna lie. Probably to refresh her books,
Okay.
Probably sees if Cal can maybe do that for her so that she can continue to study. Maybe Cal tries to get her out and be like, oh no, sorry, I'm busy. You gotta go get your own books.
Cal's like, will you please light a candle once in a while?
Please. Please do something.
Oh, I forgot.
Weird
I'm
that
so
you're sitting
sorry.
here in the dark.
And of course,
Oh, it's dark? I'm so sorry.
Coral's probably just like laying on his back, like staring up at you, like slit-eyed, like, can we get the fuck out of here sometime, please?
You can take yourself for a walk, you know.
What do you always say? Every time I choose to go anywhere, I always get into trouble. I always find somebody.
You are
Not
perfectly
somebody,
capable of
somebody.
taking a walk without taking a bite out of something. I know you are.
These creeps around here are always giving me trouble, trying to kick me and throw shit at me. And I'm
Who's
not
kicking and throwing shit at you?
Well, they're stupid people.
Eldritch Blast, just like in her hand, like who?
And of course you tell me I can't mind blast them back, because,
You will kill them, darling.
well,
I see. All right. So let me get this straight. You antagonize people, hoping that they will kick you, which will antagonize you to want to mind blast them, kill them, and then eat them. Am I right?
he sort of like rolls up onto his haunches now and looks up at you. Have I ever, in the entirety of my existence, ever antagonized another person? I already know the answer to that, and it is yes. But still, in this case, I swear I'm not trying to do anything other than just try to get out of this fucking room.
Fine. Fine. We'll go find Cal downstairs and get something to eat. Something that's
Thank you.
already dead to eat.
I don't care, just as long as we get out of these four walls.
Fine. Puts a bookmark in.
Okay.
All right, let's go.
So, you all sort of congregate around the table downstairs. Manner of food is really not important. It's just some sort of fish stew. You're close to the river. It's abundant. And if you were giving it away cheap, then they're not going to obviously give you the best food they have in stock.
She tips outrageously, as per usual.
As per usual. Okay. So, Cal, you have found your way downstairs, and surprisingly, you see Zan and you see Pebbles, or Coral, whichever you wish to call him,
She snuck a book downstairs. She's still reading.
have managed
Like
to find
under
their
the
way.
table.
Yeah, like
Does Cal notice this? Should I roll perception?
first
Can I
roll
perceive?
back. Do
Roll
it.
Roll it.
Yes. Do you want to challenge my perception?
Yes, sir. I will
Second roll.
Sleight of hand. Which
Stealth reading.
stealth
Stealth
reading.
reading
I am
Stealth
stealth reading.
has the menu, but really the books. Yeah.
Okay. Goodness.
Okay.
I got a 15.
Oh, I rolled a natural 17.
Ooh.
So that's a 19.
Oh darn.
Since I really can't think of a clever way, how are you stealthily doing this?
She has it in her left and just out of the reach of the table, and she's eating her fish stew. And she's like doing it's a small enough book that she could sneak it downstairs, so she's like literally just turning the pages with her thumb so that she doesn't have to use her other hand.
Out the corner of your eye, you see Pebbles just sort of like giving you the side glance, like, I don't know what the fuck you're doing. Doesn't say anything, but he gives you that knowing look. Doesn't say anything. He just seems to be happy enough right now just to be outside of the room.
Cal comes on down. You finally left the room.
Hey.
Thank God, she was starting to fucking stink.
Hey.
You weren't bathing?
I was bathing regularly. Is it that bad?
Coral kind of looks to you, Cal's like,
Well, this is great. Maybe later we can go out for a walk. It's becoming beautiful outside in the current season that we're in.
A walk.
It's
Right.
freezing outside. What are you talking about?
It's good temperature if you're warm.
Well,
I
you know
I
what?
can't argue that.
Maybe maybe we could take a walk past St. Cuthbert's temple.
That is a wonderful idea.
Yeah. Maybe maybe you'd be willing to talk to him? Talk to him maybe?
I mean, I'm always down to talk to Cuthbert. That guy's awesome.
You know, I might have some questions, you know.
Well, sure thing. I mean, any friend of mine is probably a friend of Cuthbert's, right?
Sure, yeah. I mean, you're the closest to him, so it's
Well, it sounds like
Maybe.
a plan, man.
all right.
Cal, can you go ahead and give me an insight check right now, please?
Yeah. Oh yeah, baby. I got learning how to read.
Learning how to read.
I got a 21.
A 21.
Super
Awesome.
insightful.
So you and Zan and Coral are having this, I guess, conversation of sorts. And you see that there is a redheaded woman in the corner there, behind Zan, sitting with her back to the wall. She seems to be listening in on your conversation, but the thing that really bothers you about it is you have been downstairs, of course, more than anybody. And it seems that she has been here several times. Not uncommon, perhaps, for a traveler, but her appearance seems to be more of like someone who would be on a vessel or maybe a fishing boat or of some sorts. Maybe they dock 1 or 2 days and then leave again, but she's been here quite a while now, and this is really the first time that you've noticed her paying more attention to you.
I mean, we are talking about talking to a god. So I could see how she would be interested. Can I talk to her? Can I just mosey on up? Because if I've seen her, she's seen me. So
This is D&D. You can't do anything.
You can do nothing. Nothing at all.
Nothing but what I tell you can do.
Talk to people. No,
No,
we don't
no.
do that here. So yeah, Cal is gonna just kind of crane his neck in her direction, and then kind of stand up in his own little awkward way and mosey on over and be like, "Hey, I've seen you hanging around a bit. You look like a ship person. Did something happen to your boat?"
She cups the mug in her hands and sort of smiles up at you. You're part of that group, aren't you? From Hullet, I believe it was?
Yeah.
Your deeds have traveled very far for you. Do an insight check for me, please.
Okay. Oh yeah, baby, that is a 17.
From the inflection of her tone, it's not that she seems like she's lying per se, but it's if she's trying to hold back a different accent than what she's used to portraying.
Okay. And so, Cal will say, so what brings you to these parts?
Oh, things are slowing down in the fishing trade. It's getting colder. Just thought we'd settle in for the winter here.
Ah, well, it's a very nice and chilly place.
The
Is it
tavern?
really is it nice? Is it actually nice?
It's not bad in the tavern. There's a fire going. It's not like the entire place is, 100 degrees in here by any means, but it takes some to chill out of the air.
I guess with that, Cal will just kind of bid her adieu and leave.
Going back to your table.
Zan has already gone back to her book.
Okay. Go, Longkeeper. It's been
Hello.
6 months since you disappeared into the night, right after the battle.
It has.
Not a whole lot of places to go around Hamlet. Not
No.
many big cities, far from the oceans.
That's very true.
And your feet have taken you to the free city of Greyhawk, of all places.
Yes. Somehow.
Somehow.
I like to think that Gaul kind of went off and somehow got a ship and a crew and set sail somewhere, chasing legends and treasure, only for disaster to fall once again. And he kind of slowly made his way down the Salintan on barges and hitching lifts and working along the river, just until he ended up in the Free City.
Okay.
At which point, you know, where else do you go?
So this vessel that you're upon, you've just finished up unloading. There's a nice warm tavern not too far from the docks that you see. You're tossed a sack of 10 gold pieces for your efforts from your work on the river.
Wow.
Which would be a lot of money to the normal folk.
It would. I had riches in my grasp.
So you're on the docks of the free city of Greyhawk. Where does Gaul go from here?
Nearest tavern. Let's just go and find a bed for the night.
Okay.
Figure out what to do in the morning.
Where did I put Gaul at? There he is. I will throw you into the mix here.
Woo!
Okay, you are standing just outside the tavern here. Push the door open, I assume, and walk in.
I do.
And where do you go once you go here?
I mean, I assume first place to go is the bar, isn't it? Go speak to the bartender, see if they've got any rooms.
Okay.
So I'll head over there and...
Cal, what is your passive perception?
My passive perception is a 7.
A 7?
Your passive's a 7?
Are you sure about that?
That can't be right.
That can't be right. What's
Wait.
your wisdom, yo?
Wait.
What's
Did
your-
I do the D&D wrong?
What's your regular
It
perception?
should be 10 plus your
Plus.
perception.
Wait.
Your passive
Wait.
perception. Okay, it's
Wait.
17.
17. Okay. Jesus.
Oh,
Had
I
me
apologize.
concerned there
I
for a
just-
little bit.
I don't know how to play D&D. I just got here.
it's okay.
And Gaul,
I
I'm
got so
assuming,
scared. I was like, damn, what happened to your wisdom,
Right.
yo?
got buff and it just all went away. Gaul, I'm assuming you're probably not trying to be like real.
No, I mean, he's changed a little. He's got like white streaks in his hair now and he's got a big beard.
Okay.
But otherwise, same man he always was.
Okay. I'm gonna roll for Pebbles. Who's...
If a little more subdued and hangdog, because he's been through the ringer a couple of times and he's died at least once.
At least, right? Coral has no idea what's going on. But
Anne is reading. Nope. Sees
Yeah.
nothing.
well, Zan, you can't really see beyond this wall that's next to you as it is. Cal, you just happen to catch a glance of somebody that walks in. I'm not sure how familiar it really is from the back. Oh, you've walked up to the bar.
Kind of, he just sits down, scopes around the place, and then just tries to catch the bartender's eye.
Okay. Things aren't hopping right now, so it's not too hard for him to find you and walk over to you and sort of ringing a glass eye as he walks up towards you. So what will it be?
He puts a gold piece on the bar because he knows how he looks. He doesn't look like a man with money.
Okay.
I'll have your cheapest whiskey in your best room. And he slides the coin over the bar.
And sort of nods. Picks it up and puts a small bottle of whiskey in front of you. And a set of keys shortly follows after. And I presume you should proceed to drink from that point on.
No, he's just going to sit with it.
Okay. Sort of stare at it.
Yeah, he'll probably pour a glass and make a show of drinking, but as always, he doesn't really drink.
Okay.
Can Cal look at this person that he thinks he might recognize harder to try and see if he can use his eyes harder?
I'd like to use
Sure.
my eyes, but harder.
You can make me a perception check now as opposed to a perception. How's that?
Okay. Yeah, that sounds good. Oh yeah, that is an 18.
An 18, okay. Definitely something familiar about him. Not really so much his looks, but the way he carries himself.
I'm gonna.
The way he doesn't quite drink from that bottle.
Yeah, just sort of stares at it.
I'm gonna poke Zan in the middle of her reading. Zan,
What?
do you recognize that guy over there?
Looks as quickly as possible. No.
You didn't even look. You didn't use your eyes.
I looked. He doesn't know. No.
Okay.
Pebbles sort of like narrows his eyes and looks over in the direction. Son of a bitch. Are you fucking kidding me? Cal, are you seeing this shit?
I'm seeing it, but I'm like not. It's like the bells are ringing, but they're ringing like distantly.
Zan.
Could you all talk
Zan.
a little more quietly, please?
Zan, shut the fuck up and listen to us, okay?
What?
Oh, I'm sorry. Just don't blast me or nothing. Never mind. Cal, you wanna? I'm shutting up now.
You are all very strange. I'm almost done with this chapter. I'll be right with you.
What is your passive there, Gall?
My passive perception is 15.
15. Sounded like a very familiar voice of a young man's voice.
So I assume Cal's still looking over at this point. So you would see Gol kind of stiffen and half turn, but then no. I'm not looking round. I'll
Okay.
wave the bartender over again.
Okay, he moves over to you and... Something wrong with the whiskey?
No. Don't make this obvious. Behind me, somewhere in the room, there's a couple of people with a dog, right?
Yeah.
Does the dog look like it eats people?
I'm not quite sure what you mean by that.
Let me rephrase. Have you noticed something odd about the way that dog behaves?
It seems a little bit more obedient, I suppose.
Can you do me a favor?
Depends
Can you
what
go
it
over
is.
to that table? I slide another gold piece across the bar. Can you go over to that table and just create a distraction for me?
Yeah, I suppose I could.
And you don't remember what I look like, right? We didn't really talk.
You look like every other fisherman that's been in here in the last week or two. I mean,
I love barkeeps in Greyhawk.
okay. So, the bartender moves over, taking this coin and sort of glides it across his fingers and into his apron pocket, and begins to make his way over. Cal, you see the young lady with the red hair seems also to be interested and is moving off in this direction. Sort of off the pebble side, looking down that way. Bartenders approaching your group. Any reactions?
I mean, he just looks like he's like walking up to us, like he's about to like wait on us or something.
I wave my passive perception. She is not paying attention to shit.
Okay. So this bartender moves up to your table. Looks like he's about to clear something and knocks over one of your drinks. Gall, you
Move my book.
slide a ring on your finger, and all of you hear from this girl right before Gall this happens is Gall?
Who the fuck is she?
Do you want to give me a perception to look in her direction real quick? Well, actually, you really don't need to. You're invisible now.
Yeah.
You owe this... Well, this woman did something pretty nasty to you back in the day.
Oh, you are kidding me.
She put a bullet through you at one point, actually.
Oh, fuck.
Jenny. From,
Oh, you son of a bitch.
from Anetta's ship.
Oh, you son of a bitch. Cool, I'm gonna make my way. I was gonna go up to my room with my whiskey, but now that I'm invisible and the distraction is happening, I'm gonna get as close to her as I possibly can and put Stormcarver through her spine.
Okay. Okay. So there's this excitement of this girl who's like sees you disappear, and she's sort of like looking around frantically. The distraction on the bar with the glasses cluttering against it. What are the rest of you reacting to this?
Just moving my book, like, oh, it's fine, it's fine. We'll take care of it. Put my book away. Help him clean up.
Cal, any?
Oh yeah, he's just like, whoa!
Whoa!
He's, wow! You know, stuff spilled, and it's a big, oh no! Got a clean table.
And you see Pebble's ears stick straight up, and he's sniffing the air. You're still here, you little fucker. I can smell you.
We're right here. What? Cleaning.
Cal, do you want to explain this to her? Because
I mean, the bells, they aren't, I just can't put a name to a face.
What bells?
Oh, there was that guy. And he looks over and obviously he's gone now.
Cal, you've made your way over to Jenny. What are you going to do?
I'm gonna stab her in the fucking base of the spine with Stormcarver and hopefully get a sneak attack.
You'll get advantage, that's for sure.
Yay! Do you want me to roll in D20 and roll 20 or for real?
Whichever way you like.
I'm glad you gave me advantage because that was a 1. That's a 19.
19 will definitely hit.
Plus whatever my attack bonus is. 19 plus something, plus 9, 28.
Oh yeah, that'll hit.
Cool, so it's going to be... Sorry, it's been a while, folks.
It's been a while.
It's going to be 1d6 plus 6 piercing, plus 1d6 lightning, plus 2d6 sneak attack. So, 11 piercing, 6 lightning, and 8 for sneak attack, and I am visible again.
Okay, what was that total damage?
I've forgotten. Did
Some-
anybody add that up?
It was 8, 11, then 8, I believe.
19,
Yes.
27. Did you roll any 6s on that?
Yes, I rolled 1 6.
Well, that thing explodes, then go ahead and roll me another d6.
Explode.
Oh shit! That's another 6.
Okay, it explodes. Roll me another one.
Dead.
That's a
Episode
5.
one.
That's
Okay.
a
You're the
5.
first person we meet.
Okay. And just to explain to viewers, we are working with exploding dice this season. So anytime that the maximum value on a die is rolled, we roll an extra one.
I forgot. The one that rolled a 6 was lightning damage as well, I think.
Okay.
I can't remember.
So this girl, frantically looking around for Gaul, suddenly, as this blade pierces her back, doesn't instantly kill her, but did some fucking damage on her. Blood's already starting to begin to pour from the corners of her mouth, and she's just surprised. And Zan, looking up, probably from where you're standing, or you're sitting, I'm sorry, you definitely catch eyes of Gaul Longkeeper with his blade through the back of a young red-haired woman.
Shock.
And I'm going to assume that, I guess I'm going to have to put some initiative in here, huh?
Hi guys, I'm back.
And I just shanked someone. Hey!
Just shanked a motherfucker.
It's like an entrance in, what was it, like Seinfeld, where they play the bass and the,
Yeah.
the people are like, woo!
No, it's more like It's
Boom,
Always
boom,
Sunny.
boom,
It's
boom.
it's the gang starter bar fight.
All right.
Oh
I
god,
got-
spells. I have spells. Oh my god,
Oh,
spells.
God, it's been so long since I've done this.
Yep. Forget how to roll initiative.
Holy shit. In this, MK, both Cal and Coral have 11 temporary hit points.
Okay.
And I get to add my charisma modifier as well. So that is 27.
Jesus.
Okay.
Swashbucklers, yo.
26.
26.
I rolled a 19.
I also rolled a 19.
Hey!
Cal?
It's been a while since I've done this.
It's been a while. It's gonna happen every time. Just accept it and we'll move on.
Yep.
It's my roll plus my dexterity,
Yes.
so that would be a 21.
21.
Okay.
Okay. Does anybody want to jump in any different place in the order, or are we happy where we're at?
I'm
Oh,
good.
mine was actually 32, sorry.
I will make an adjustment just in case.
What?
32 is plus 13.
Holy shit!
Okay.
I'm alert. I have the alert feat, and mine's just +7. Holy fuck!
So,
Making sure that's I have my charisma as well.
Gaul, you are definitely first. By a couple points. So, what you gonna do?
So I say to her, "This is for Anetta and the whore, you bitch." And I'm just going to unleash a full round of attacks at her, 2 attacks and a bonus action.
Rolling initiative is probably gonna take longer than this battle did.
So the first roll with a rapier
Mm-hmm.
is sorry, 27 to hit.
Yeah.
Would this be sneak attack or would it not?
Yeah, technically.
Excellent. So that is
Pebble's backing you up there.
for the main damage. That was an 8, so that explodes.
Oh god.
So with the rapier, that's 13 plus 5, 18 points of damage.
Okay.
And then 7 points of sneak attack damage.
Okay.
And then my second attack
Go ahead.
with Stormcarver.
Welcome back, Chris.
Hey! It's 25 to hit.
Okay.
So that is 9 points of piercing damage.
9 points
And
of
4
piercing.
points of lightning damage.
Okay.
So don't piss off Chris or Gall.
And then my bonus action will also be with the rapier.
Okay.
And that's a 24 to hit.
Yeah.
And that's another 8, so this explodes again.
Oh my lord.
And that's 18 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
Like meat cubes at this point? Like, is there even a person? Is there a human left?
And then, because of my fancy footwork, I'm just going to step away from her 20 feet because she can't make an opportunity attack.
Well, basically, when you hit that last strike from her, you're stepping away. It's just her body falling in front of you, gasping for life. She's done. Yeah. You did like more than 80 points of damage to her in two rounds. What do you
I got
expect?
my revenge, so thanks guys, I'll see you later.
So she's just sort of like laying there unconscious right now, blood bubbling between her lips and this little froth of like saliva as her lungs struggle to breathe.
I really hope you weren't planning to have her deliver some kind of plot or adventure.
No, not now. She's not.
Oh, excellent.
And I kind of look sheepishly up at MK and Zan.
Who's MK?
Sorry, Cal and Zan.
Cal's just kind of like big eyes, mouth open, like hands up, frightened, ready to like do a magic, but also like completely lost his chance because whatever happened just happened so fast. It's just
All
like,
that very slowly cleans his blades off, but you can see his hands are like shaking slightly.
and then it clicks, and he goes, "It's Gall!"
Wow.
God, I missed you all so much. Okay.
And Pebbles is sort of looking back between the body and Gall and
I
Zan.
look down at Pebbles and I look down at Jenny and I say, "That's lunch if you want it, buddy."
And it's like immediate salivation. Just
I'm gonna use a bonus action to do Celestial Radiance and heal her.
oh.
I'll do one.
I say it's been a couple.
So she heals 4 points of damage. And then I would like to cast Hold Person on her.
Okay. You cast your spell. She's stopped sputtering. Her breath begins to slowly rise and fall.
That was some textbook murdering you just undid.
What can I say? I'd like to have all the answers first.
She
What
tried
in
to
the
kill
nine
me.
hells was that?
She tried to kill me.
I think you very successfully killed her. So, let's get both
Clearly
sides of the
not.
story here. Also, where did you come from?
That's a story for another time.
Oh no, that's a story for right fucking now.
Has anyone what's the reaction of the general populace of this bar to what just happened?
Shock and awe. Bartender sort of backing away from the scene, shaking his head.
Can you get her, please?
like
And I
pick her up. Like,
Yes, please.
Oh. he does that
She's like
awkwardly
stiff as a
because
board.
she's probably
Yeah.
covered in blood.
Covered in
very-
blood.
Yeah, yeah,
Her muscles are completely seized.
yeah. Her insides are on the outside.
Ew. And he'll just kind of set her. I guess she was like on the floor before, and now she's probably in this like weird, like position. She's like.
You tried to fireman carry her, but she's just. She's
just like trying to figure out how to put her like upright, but like her legs aren't like straight, and so it's horrible. It's just awful.
I'm just going to pass the keys to my room back to the bartender because I'm going to go ahead and assume that I'm not staying in that room tonight.
Okay. He's sort of slack-jawed, but you drop it in his hands, staring down at this.
You still don't remember what I look like, though.
He just sort of like backs up with his hands up and... Oh, obviously frightened.
I put my swords away. I make sure they're away. We should probably, I'm gonna bounce.
Come with us.
You see him kind of playing with the ring. And then he just pops it back in his pocket. For now.
Fine.
I'll come with you for now.
Fine. Let's go.
So what are you doing with this body?
We're taking her upstairs.
Everybody, like, as you were, resume your conversations. There's going to be no more murder here tonight. There wasn't even one murder here tonight.
Half a murder?
Half a murder. I was a little enthusiastic. Little enthusiastic, but we fixed it. It's okay. No lasting harm was done. You can all go about your business. It's fine. Remember, if the guard shows up, snitches get stitches.
That wasn't a threat. He wasn't threatening you. Please don't feel threatened.
It was all a play. We were rehearsing. Just go back to.
We are but players.
Just go back to what you were doing. Have a wonderful.
I will cut you if you dob me in.
You see the man in the corner, like, just go like.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Let's go.
All allows himself to be shuffled upstairs.
Okay. Up to the room you all go, carrying this stiffened body with you.
Should we dangle her?
Not now.
Cal whispers to Gall, another time.
Think about the angle of the dangle while she's all stiff.
It would be amazing.
It would be
but maybe now's not the best time.
Head into our room.
Okay. You all congregate within this room, I'm assuming. What are you doing at the body?
Whose room is this? It smells like nobody's been bathing for like... Oh. Guys!
I will clarify, it is not me. Sorry.
I've had other priorities.
Than bathing. You'll get a yeast infection, Zan.
Dude, do not go there.
Cal's just gonna lay...
Eldritch Blast sort of like comes into her hand and she brings it back.
Oh god. In the meantime, Cal's going to lay this person onto the bed.
How long does hold person last?
I forget.
It's like plot armor. It lasts as long as it needs to.
Plot armor.
A minute.
Okay, so...
Oh no.
So Cal, by the time you're laying this body down, you can start feeling like the muscles are beginning to relax a little bit. She's not unfrozen yet, but the spell is starting to wear off.
Maybe tie her up. Unless she wants to cooperate.
Should we? Because, I mean, she was just, like, existing. And then she got stabbed.
One of them is getting tied up. It's either her or him. Choose.
Why don't we just tie all of ourselves up and then the problem's of the world will be solved in a couple of days. Okay. Cal will gently tie her up.
Okay. You begin to tie the knots and strap her down. And as you're beginning to tighten the last knots on her, her eyes sort of loll forward. She lets loose a gasp of this pain, obviously, but surprise once more as she looks up at Gaul.
I get to kill you a second time now.
I'm assuming
seems
you
fair.
know each other.
Knew. Thought I knew her.
Gaul, that wasn't me. I'm sorry. You know,
I
Tak had his
watched you pull the
ring.
trigger.
You know, Tak had his ring. We were all under his control.
I was never under his control.
Gosh, you defied him.
You shot me.
I did, and I'm sorry.
You left me to drown, bleeding.
Technically, you jumped yourself over the board, but I'll take responsibility for that. Yeah.
I don't want to have a conversation with you. I've said everything I need to say.
Gaul.
Zan, you brought her back to life. You can talk to her.
Fine. Who the hell are you, and what in the hell's is going on?
My name's Jenny. Me and Gaul served with Captain Annetta for some time. This till Tak found that ring. Started his mutiny. And that's when Gaul left us.
What ring?
Some sort of mind control effects. You could see what you were doing, but you had no control over it. Stayed that way for a long time. Honestly, if it weren't for Killmaim, I wouldn't be here now. He's the one that found me.
Say that again?
I said if it weren't for Killmaim, I wouldn't be here now.
That makes no sense.
You know he is. Tough old fucker. He pulled himself off the boat not long after you did.
I'm sorry, is Killmaim a person?
Technically, it'd be two people. I mean, he's an Etten.
Oh.
Killmaim raised the anchor on the ship.
Yeah.
That was his job. On the whole.
Seems like an appropriate one. Would Zan have heard of a magical artifact of some kind that could mind control people?
Oh, I'm sure you would have heard of something like a ring of mind control.
Okay.
Definitely.
Really, if it wasn't for if it weren't for Jenny shooting me, I never would have met any of you. But given everything that happened, I'm not sure I'm going to thank her for that.
Gaul, I don't expect you to forgive me. So, I've spent some time looking for you. Well, actually,
Why would you look for a man who you left for dead?
'cause I want revenge on Tak just as bad as you do. I heard you
Tak
got...
was the one with the ring?
Yeah, he's the captain.
Right.
If it weren't for the Battle of Emerald Fields, I wouldn't have heard of any of you. So, me and Killmaim, when we heard the tales, we decided to venture our way up here. See if we could find you.
Is there an Etten here? Kind of looking
No.
around. Like he's gonna come through the door or something.
He's not in the town proper, no. He's just on the other side of the river, camped out.
Love to meet him.
I don't like my past coming back from the dead. I left you behind me. You can tell me where Tak is, and I'll go and cut his fucking throat. But you're not coming with me.
He's where you first met Anetta, down Hartby. All you gotta do is follow the river down that way.
I left Harby a long time ago, and I have no desire to go back.
Well, if you want to find him, that's where he's at. He's been stationed there for a couple weeks now, looking for more crew.
God damn it.
He's been on some crazy, crazy adventures lately. Been searching for some legendary ship.
Which ship?
Called the Dusk Maiden.
Does that ring a bell?
Are you asking me or are you asking
I'm asking Call, yeah.
I know the Dusk Maiden.
You know a legendary ship?
I know the Maiden. He'll never find it. I don't particularly want to go back to Hardy. I certainly don't want Jenny and Kilmaine coming along with me if I do.
Understand me, but don't hold this against Kilmaine. He did everything he could to try to defend you, and you know that.
I don't care. I don't need baggage along.
In my waist here, my side bag. Something that might interest you. She's all
What's
tied
that?
up. She can't get to it, obviously.
Cal?
Do you have any weapons on you?
I've got a pistol and a rapier, yeah.
Cal, take them off her and then untie her.
Cal takes them and unties her.
Okay. She sort of rubs
No
her,
funny business.
She rubs her wrist and looks down at them and looks up to you and nods. I'm just going to reach in here, okay?
Can I?
Waiting
Can I
for
ready,
it.
hold person in case she does decide to do something?
Go ready one?
Okay.
Yep, absolutely. She looks to all of you for a second and sort of undoes the string on it and reaches down and pulls out. Looks some sort of parchment that's rolled up. Looks very old. And hands it out. Go in your direction. Took us from Tak before we left.
Open it up.
And what you see before you shows essentially the location of the Dusk Maiden. Not far off the Hold of the Sea Princes on an island. Looks to have been like some sort of massive underground complex that this had been stored in. He knows where it's at. He's going to go looking for it very, very soon.
God damn it.
What is so special about this ship?
That is a long and involved story that Chris cannot remember, but Gollum certainly can.
Well, with your conversation with Fowler Xander, with your time at the Tempest Court, he had mentioned that this ship was capable of going beyond the planes themselves.
Yes. This is how Saevrick turns this game into a Planescape campaign. And I love him for it.
Can't stay in Earth forever.
True.
When we could go
Everywhere.
Anywhere.
So I pass this information on to
As
Zan.
soon as you mention planar travel, you have a ship that can travel the planes.
In theory.
Can we borrow it?
My life was so simple until you came along.
It was boring too, though, remember?
Yeah, but I didn't get stabbed so much.
I see you doing the majority of the stabbing at this point.
I am quite good at it.
Yes.
Were you two
Fine.
a thing or something? She looks between the two of you as you bicker back and forth.
No.
No.
Al is snickering. Very quietly.
Elbows count.
See, Tack, he knows where it's at, but there's a problem. Supposedly there's some... She sort of even like laughs about it herself as she says it. Some ghostly crew that inhabits it. I'm not sure if they're still there, or if they're even real, but they're not going to give it away just to anyone.
I certainly won't give it to him.
I don't know.
Will they
Is there
give it
anything
to
else
you?
need? That remains to be seen. Is there anything else you need to tell me, Jenny?
She sort of sighs and shrinks, and her body shakes a little bit as just a single tear begins to roll down her cheek. I'm just sorry. It's never. I
What's
never
going
would
to
have done
happen
this.
now, then? What's going to happen now is you're going to go back to Killmaim. You're going to tell him you couldn't find me. You're going to tell him that someone told you I came through here a month ago and went somewhere far away. And you're going to lead him on a false trail, and you're going to forget I exist.
Alright, go. That's what you want. I owe you that much.
Yeah, you do.
She stands. Is there anything else I can help you with before I go?
Are the Ettins, do they actually really have like distinct personalities? Are they like really different or?
You're the worst.
Kill and Maim are definitely very distinct individuals. Just sharing one body.
That's it. Just professional curiosity. Sorry.
Kill likes his inebriations, and Maim just likes to smoke some very funny herbs. Quite a hoot when they get together with each other. Anyway. Again, I'm sorry, Cole, and I won't be in your presence ever again. And keep the pistol.
Well,
She begins to move to the door if anybody doesn't stop her. She sort of nods and inches the door closed behind her.
doesn't even look at her as she leaves.
Okay. And you hear the slow footsteps as the mangled Jenny begins to move down the steps.
So is this your boat? Is it somebody else's boat?
I'm just trying to figure out why the first pub I walk into in Greyhawk has you three and her in it.
Divine
Guess you're
intervention?
just lucky.
Yes, we are.
So, your extraplanar ship?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, apparently he's in Hardy, which is where I grew up. And I'm not going to be fielding any more questions about that anytime soon.
Fine.
But if you want to come with me, I would appreciate that. Hi, by the way, it's been a minute.
Why,
Hi.
hello there.
Fine. We potentially require access to some of the exterior planes anyway. So, fine. We will accompany you.
So about that whole disappearing after the battle thing, had just died, wasn't really thinking straight.
You really don't have to explain anything. We understand.
Thanks, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Just like old times, eh?
We were gonna visit St. Cuthbert later. You want to join us?
Let's do that.
Really not necessary. I can go on my own. It's fine. Really, I'll just take Coral. Coral, come on.
Okay.
Feeling really awkward in this situation right now.
Coral, come on.
I would like to get the hell out of here, so yes, I will accompany you.
Thank you.
And Kyle, you get this like, please help message in the back of your head.
I can't help you. I don't think I have any power in this situation. Godspeed.
Suzanne, as you, I assume you're leaving now.
Yep.
Okay, so you open the door. Coral turns and gives Gall and Callophrys one last look, a slight whimper, and then follows out
Don't eat
behind
anybody.
you.
He'll do what he likes. Slam the door.
Okay.
Don't tell my dog what to do.
Even if it's don't eat people.
Yes, even if I would say the same thing.
Okay.
Especially if you would say the same thing.
So what are Cal and Gall? What are you two going to do?
I mean, nobody's here to stop us from dangling people over the banisters.
That's very true. And I don't think anyone would try and stop us after the performance I just put on.
Very true.
We're gonna
It's
get
very true.
arrested.
You're gonna get arrested.
Zan comes back and the whole place is in flames.
We
It's
got your
gone
books
for
out.
20 minutes now.
So y'all are gonna go to the inn here, or stay down at the inn here and cause some trouble.
Rabble rousing.
Rabble rousing. Awesome.
Yeah, I'm torn now because I feel like I can't show my face downstairs again, but I also don't have a room.
What if I just bring drinks up to our room?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that works.
You could do that. Yeah, absolutely. Cal, you disappear downstairs to collect some drinks. All right, Zan, you're headed towards Temple of St. Cuthbert, I assume?
Sure, yes.
Or you have
Mainly
other
she
plans.
just stormed
I mean,
out.
Maybe you're just going to run around the streets. I don't know. You let me know.
Oh, just. Oh, can you believe that? Can you even believe that? Oh,
Some men, right?
just unfathomable.
You know what I do with? I'll just put them all on a boat and sink it. Every one of them.
Well, we might need the boat. Can you bite him?
I can do a lot of things, yeah.
I give you full permission to just bite his ankle.
You did see how he fucked up that girl downstairs, right?
One little nip, he won't kill you for it, I don't think.
I don't
if
know,
he tries,
it's-
I'll kill him.
It's been 6 months. I mean, he... Did you see his
Well, I
hair?
can't bite his ankle.
He would probably be more forgiving towards you if that happened, yeah.
We'll see.
So it's kind of cold out here. We're gonna stand here. We're gonna go somewhere. What's going on here?
Go, keep walking. You wanted to walk anyway.
Yeah, and more favorable conditions than this current environment is, yes, but
Well, fine. You can go back if you like. I will finish my walk on my own.
Zan, what's
What?
going on?
Nothing. I'm just shocked. That's all.
Go on.
Well, he just, turns up half a year later and expects everything to be normal. I mean,
You know he did die.
yes, I know. I was there.
And you died, too.
Again, I was there.
Just saying there might be some similarities between the two incidents. You definitely came out different than when you went in.
Maybe.
Just saying maybe give him a break for just a little bit. I'm still with you. Fuck all men. I'm with you there. But, just saying. If we're going to be traveling together, working together, just for now at least.
Fine. I will try to be understanding.
Fuck's sake, I'm the one being the voice of reason. This group has gone all to hell in the last 6 months, I'm telling you what.
Oh, go back. I'll go to the temple on my own.
No, it's fine. Just keep the kids away from me, please.
Just give evil eyes to anyone that might approach me.
Okay. All right.
She's a wreck too. Like her
she
hair's
is,
all grown out.
yeah.
Just it's
She's been
yeah.
quarantined for a while.
Yes.
Okay. Gall, Cal,
Hello.
are you actually drinking Gall, or?
Do you know what? On this one occasion, yes.
Okay. Is there anything that you guys would like to do or speak about, or? No, it's just the two of you.
So, how you doing, buddy?
Doing pretty good. And as you could probably see, Cal
You got
is
swole. You got like,
yeah. Cal's
oof.
shoulders are a little broader. He's got a little scruff going on.
you're,
His,
like
whereas
shaped
he
like a
could not
Dorito
grow
now.
before. He has like a little bit now. It's ugly though, but it's
It's
you
like
know.
14-year-old, like my first
Peach
beer.
fuzz, yeah.
He's working on it. He's a young man, but not all young men can immediately just grow beards.
No.
So, it's coming in. And he's got this sick tattoo that I talked about earlier. So yeah, he's kind of like, well,
bro.
things are good. Zan's been studying a lot of
She-
stuff.
You need to make a bathe, dude.
She, I'm not exactly her keeper. Coral's
No,
been
but-
taking care of most of that. Surprisingly.
I mean, we're okay with the dog these days.
Oh yeah.
No
Dog's
more
great.
like, no more on the bed, threaten to eat your face incidents.
Still, that still happens, but it's more just like a casual greeting these days, and it's more like tradition,
Okay.
as it goes.
Okay. Cool. I've got some catching up to do. Clearly.
You really do, although not much has really happened within the last 6 months or so. We learned a lot about a lot of stuff that Zan has studied. She doesn't really let me in on a lot of that stuff.
So your role in all this is
I've been training. And he flexes his cute little cow muscles.
Carl, have you got pet insurance? Because those swans are sick.
What? I've never heard that before in my life. What?
Come on.
So yeah. He's like, yeah, I've been working out. Been training for whatever Zan is planning on doing.
Cool.
Mm-hmm. So what about you? You look...
Hairy.
He's trying to find a polite word, and then he says, haggard.
I'll take that. I'll take that. It's been yeah. Haggard.
Haggard.
Yeah.
The gray hair, though, he does have gray hair, right? You did say that.
Yeah, it's like silver streaks. Yeah.
The silver streaks look really cool, though. You
Right?
know, you got a little touch of gray going on.
Yeah.
I've heard the ladies love that.
I've heard too. I've not really been on land. Been around a lot of dudes, so you know, they love it.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. It's been okay. I haven't died again.
Hey, me neither.
Cool.
I don't think I ever died in the first place.
Here's to not dying.
Clink.
And then the drink.
Yes.
And carouse.
Maybe pick up some of Zan's books and reorganize them, but like poorly.
Just move them slightly out of alphabetical order.
So she can't find anything because everything's been slightly moved.
Zan just gets a nosebleed, doesn't know why.
Just like take the bookmark and move it like 3 pages in the same book.
No, she's not gonna know what's going on. This is worse than the dangle.
And like one book is upside down on the bookcase because she'll walk in and she'll know something's not right, but she won't know what. How long have you been staying here, by the way, for her to have like a library in this pub bedroom?
Damn, how long have we been staying here?
Probably about a month now, at least.
A month now, at least.
Smells like it.
I mean, you all had to travel from your hometown to the Free City. It took a while to get here.
She is an air genasi, okay? She can just like make the air smell better, all right? It's canon. It's canon.
Show me in the book. Show me in the book.
She can't. We moved her bookmarks.
But yeah, maybe on the side, Cal will do like he'll open a window. He'll do a little cleaning. like they'll have started this as a joke, and then he'll be like, "Oh, well, there's a mess here. Oh, well, you know, we could open a window, freshen things up."
We're gonna do sabotage, but also it's gonna smell nice when you get back.
Yeah.
So you open the window with that cool autumn air sort of blowing in and sort of circulating that dank dog smell out of the room.
Oh, no.
While you guys are probably fairly deep into your cups, beginning to rekindle an old friendship and fuck with Zan in the meantime. So we sort of move our camera away from there, moving it back towards the streets. But I think it's probably a good time for us to go ahead and just take a quick break. If you guys don't mind, maybe about 5-10 minutes, and we will be right back. So just stick around. right, guys. Thanks for sticking around. We all talked about how shitty our lives are during the quarantine. Fun break.
Never change.
Okay, so we have moved from
Get to
this.
see now. Yay!
Yay! We moved from this scene at the inn back to the streets of the free city of Greyhawk, where Coral and Zan are just seemingly wandering aimlessly, I suppose, at this point, unless you've decided a point of interest or enough time has passed where you feel like you're going back to the inn.
Yeah, eventually. Really shouldn't have said not to bring Cal to go talk to someone at St. Cuthbert's, because I'm sure Cal has a better inn, so she'll allow enough time to pass, and then eventually she'll go back to the inn.
Okay. So what you find upstairs is the window open. It looks a little bit cleaner. Definitely smells a lot better. Something's off. Not quite sure what it is.
Insight check. Would that be an insight check? Perception? Investigation?
Probably investigation, actually, yeah.
That's what I took expertise in.
Ooh.
25.
So you're 25. That's a good roll. So what all did you all exactly do to her stuff?
Not a lot. Not a lot.
Just little subtle
slight
things, right?
Annoying
things.
adjustments. Put things out of alphabetical order. Move
But only
everything
by, like,
over to like the
one.
left.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Move
yeah.
some bookmarks a couple of pages, but you won't notice them until you pick up
Maybe
those
there's
books.
one really obvious book, like straight up put backwards on the shelf.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's the
Glaring. She will go around and, without saying anything, correct all of the things that you fucked with.
You won't get them all.
Try me. Change. Moving things.
Can we roll for how good we messed up her stuff?
Give me a percentile roll.
Oh, a percent. Oh god, I've never done that before. Is it? Okay.
2D
I
2d10.
don't know if I'm doing this right.
2d10.
Okay,
One's
I
a
got
10.
a 10.
One's a
and a 7.
10 and a 7, so that would be a 17.
Oh boy.
Not great.
Well,
Enough
we
to
were
be an
drinking.
annoyance. Yeah, you were
We
drinking,
were drinking.
so.
And cleaning.
This one book is definitely backwards, you know. Others are just slightly off by one book, maybe.
I have a system, you know.
I know.
Picked up on that.
Yeah.
If you've got a system, it should be easy to put it all back.
Picks up a book, just sits on the bed and opens it. Realizes very quickly that it's the wrong page and flips a couple pages to find where she actually was.
Yeah, yeah. Wrong paragraph entirely.
So did you you visit with Saint Cuthbert?
Yes. Yes, I did.
Really? That's impressive.
Mhm. Yes. The clerics there were quite accommodating.
Oh.
Yes.
So you visited with the clerics.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, well, alrighty. Did you get the information you were looking for?
They'll be looking into it for me. Mm-hmm.
Can I tell that? How obvious is she being? How bad is this lie?
I guess Zan give me a deception roll.
All right.
And I'm going to give Coral a, keeping his shit together roll right now. Oh, not good. So Coral is just sort of not saying a word, not trying to make eye contact with anybody.
I rolled an 8, but my deception's plus 9, so 17.
She seems on the up and up.
Oh, okay. Cal's
Coral,
just gonna let that rest then.
and Coral looks to be... He's either afraid to talk during this, obvious heavy air between, her and Gaul. Definitely Definitely not making eye contact with anybody at this point.
I'm gonna assume that he secretly ate someone while they were out and is trying to keep it secret.
It's very possible. It's a look he has given before, yeah.
Just occasionally looking up and glaring and looking back at her book.
So this is fun.
I don't think anybody promised it will be fun.
Study is not always fun. Sometimes it's just difficult work.
I'm gonna go see about getting that room back.
It's probably a good plan unless you plan to sleep on the floor.
Golf
I
is
want to
gonna
go. I want to go with him and try because we got our stuff for free, right? So yeah, I'm gonna try and see if he can get his room back for free.
I've already paid for my room. I just gave the keys back.
Yeah, it's technically true.
Zan
wanna
doesn't
make sure he
sleep,
doesn't
but
get
she's
charged
not
twice.
giving up her bed.
Okay. So Coral just sort of like lays down next to the door as you two walk out of it, keeping very quiet. And you two move back downstairs, where the air in the room is definitely still quite heavy. Especially when Gaul shows back up.
The
people
reputation of this bar will never recover.
No. People are looking away from you. They're refusing to make any sort of eye contact, completely just acting like they're oblivious to your existence right now. The
I
barkeep.
guess it's not that common for people to get dead and then undead in a bar.
No. But nobody actually died, so technically no crime was committed.
Other than assault
She's not pressing charges, it's fine.
and disturbance of the peace.
It's fine. It's peaceful now.
Barkeep just sort of like eyes you two as you walk up and starts
Could
slowly
I,
setting his things back down.
Can I get those keys back?
He slides over not only the keys but the money that you paid him earlier.
I slide the money back to him. That's fine. I'm not going to stab anyone.
It was just a misunderstanding.
Yeah, case of hasty stabbing.
We all experience it.
Yeah.
It's nothing to be
Just
embarrassed
like-
of.
Yeah, I just got a little enthusiastic to see an old friend, that's all. It's fine now. You saw her, she walked out there, she's fine.
And you
Most of
see
them.
where his Adam's apple sort of raises and lowers. He takes a large gulp. Nods quickly.
How much is a pint of ale?
I'm not
Like
gonna
how
charge
genuinely
you.
how much genuinely is a pint of ale?
Just give me a cup, that'd be plenty.
How many people are in the room?
Right now, there's like 5 people besides you.
Cool. Here's a gold piece. That's everyone's drinks for the rest of the night. I'm gonna go back upstairs.
Do you want them delivered up there, or
They're for everyone down here. And for you. And for whoever has to mop the floor in the corner where the stabbing happened.
And Cal pulls out another gold piece and he's like, you know what, give him
The alleged stabbing. I'm your
The
lawyer
alleged,
upstairs.
the stabbing that we undid.
I know nothing about a stabbing that I could. Yeah.
Oh, you're a smart man.
But yeah, Cal
And I'm
puts
gonna
down
go
another
back-
gold piece specifically for the person who's going to mop up the blood. Or has already, probably.
It will probably be the bartender. So
Do any of us know prestidigitation?
Not I.
No.
the one person not downstairs does, yes. So a very awkward exchange happens. There's no cheers or anything as he's like handing out this ale. It's just everybody's like silently nods a thanks to you, and
You take your blood ale and you like it.
yeah.
That ale buys your fucking silence.
Yep. So And it's just like deathly quiet right there. I mean, it's people are afraid to make a noise at this point.
Carl, can you do like a sad trombone noise on your slide flute as we leave? As we go back upstairs.
Oh.
Bum, 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 bum.
Okay. Back upstairs you go. The little clump, clump, clump of your leather boots striking the wooden stairs.
3
Echoes.
months from now, this bar goes bust.
Yeah.
Just cannot get the customers anymore.
No. This will be the last night it's open.
It used to be a nice spot, but now it's just got this rep that it's never going to shake.
Motherfucker got stabbed in there, I'm telling you what. Okay, Gaul, you going to your own room this time?
I will be going to my own room this time.
It is beginning to get darker in the day, though it is later in the year, so it gets darker a little more early than typical, but it has been an exciting day. Cal, what are you up to?
I guess Cal will do his nightly slide whistle practice before
Okay.
bed.
Okay. And Zan's going to probably be studying. Okay. So nothing for the nighttime then. Okay.
Yeah, this bar's had enough random encounters for one day.
Yeah, no, there's no random encounters. I'm not rolling on the table tonight. I will roll one thing. Cal, give me an insight check.
Ooh, boy. Oh, I got a natural 1.
Wonderful.
Failure.
Failure.
Oh.
Well, failure in this case means nothing, so. The night passes.
Anna's awake. Reading.
Look out to the new day. You see there's a very fine layer of snow that has fallen over the night. A bit of frost on the windows. What are you all up to today?
Hasn't
Do not
moved from
know.
the position on her bed. Still reading. Probably the 3rd book of the night, but still reading.
So, I assume we've all, like, gathered together again in the morning. So if we're going to go after Tack, we should probably go sooner rather than later. Have you got business in Greyhawk that you need to conclude before we go?
No. Might have to return a couple of books, but simple enough. When would you like to make our exit?
I am carrying everything I own, so
Right. Let me make some returns, and I'll be back promptly.
And you don't need to catch up with your Cuthbert buddies?
Right. Yes. I'll make a stop. It would be really helpful too if you maybe wanted to, I don't know, discuss with your big guy up there.
I don't know, I'm kind of busy.
It's very important.
Yeah, sure, I'll go.
Yes, that would be lovely. I mean, you could go to the temple, or you could, just maybe chat with him on your own, about his role as the protector of Earth. Just casual things.
Oh, yeah, casual things.
Mm-hmm.
Like how we always talk about. Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Can I
Right.
get a
Well, I'm
list?
off.
We're splitting the party once more.
Yes.
Classic Zan.
So Zan's going to return her books. Cal is going to go to the Temple of St. Cuthbert. Gall?
We'll wait here for them to be done.
Okay. I suppose Coral will probably go with Zan.
Gol will not go downstairs into the pub because he doesn't want to cause another really uncomfortable silence.
Okay.
He'll just wait in his room until it's time to leave.
Okay. Awesome. Zan, is there anything you need to roleplay on your return? Or anything you want to ask them or anything? No? So just a simple drop off and let's go then.
Dropping some books off.
Okay. So, Cal, you make your way to the sanctuary of St. Cuthbert.
Which is more like a formal, like, means of being polite, I would assume. You know, instead of just walking through the back door, you know, it's like politely ringing the doorbell for Cuthbert.
Right. Not really necessary. This is an open place of worship. You're welcome to come and go as you please. So you throw the doors open. Not throw them open, but move in.
It's me!
Cal, you hear something you didn't expect to hear here. Slight trilling whistles in the distance, sort of echoing against the walls.
Like this kind of whistle?
Like that kind of whistle.
Oh, shoot. Okay. I go in. It's inside of the building?
Right.
Cal
So-
will go in and investigate.
Okay, so you're moving down this row of pews, down the center of it. And you see off to your right, there is a couple of priests, all adorned in St. Cuthbert's vestiges. And each of them has a slide whistle in their hand, and they're sort of practicing back and forth, listening to each other as they go. What you're used to is a normal, serious demeanor between them seems to have evaporated. They seem to be a lot more lighthearted, sort of laughing and talking to each other as they begin practicing.
Cal will just kind of like stop and listen politely.
Oh, it's not
Do they
great.
sound good?
No, it's not
Oh, it's
great.
not great.
It's not great. But I mean, they're definitely trying.
Okay. I guess Cal will pull out his own slide whistle and kind of inch his way towards them.
Okay.
Where did you who told you to do that? I don't know how else to say it.
Right. They sort of stop and smile as they see you approach. One man with a very long gray and grizzly beard is just sort of puffed out in all directions, with these light blue eyes, stares up at you, his face softening. And the other, more lithe, really tight bunned black hair behind his head, and these real steely gray eyes. And the first one speaks. The head cleric decided that we should expand ourselves. Sort of came out of nowhere.
Oh. The head cleric. Okay, and I'm going to note that in my brain place.
Okay.
God, it's like, you know how like some churches have handbell choirs? It's like so Cal will kind of like be like, let me show you some as a professional
Mhm.
slide whistle player. Let me show you some tips and tricks.
Okay.
Cal will show them what I would presume to be like practicing scales, listening to notes, having a musical ear,
Okay.
etc.
Okay, so just the basics. I won't have you roll for sort of performance or anything at that point. But they definitely take great attention, listening to you sort of going in turn with you as they practice. And it's not long before you hear the heavy footsteps of a third individual coming towards you. A very elderly man. You can just see the deep ravines of I can't talk, wrinkles on his face. His head is completely bald, and just sort of gray whiskers poking out from his flesh. Crosses his arms and sort of smiles, looking at the three of you, nodding his head approvingly. The other two suddenly stand up straight and bow their heads slightly. Master Rudolph, we were just practicing. It's fine, it's fine. Please continue on.
Oh, you must be the head guy.
The head guy. Yeah, suppose I'm the head guy, yes.
Oh, wonderful. I'm Callophrys. I came here to speak with Saint Cuthbert today.
Oh, you're a believer. Of course you are. He sort of like makes a movement to your instrument.
I assume you've probably had a conversation or two with Cuthbert yourself, based on this.
Yes, well, not a conversation per se. Some dreams. He came to me, said to... laughs thinking about it. Take up the art, as he said.
And an art it is indeed. I tell you what, this is a wonderful decision. I agree with this completely.
MK, go ahead and give me a perception check real quick for me.
Okay. Alright, that is an 18.
An 18. So nothing really strange, like out of place in the area. You do notice that there seems to be, like, dust, which probably places dust shouldn't be laying, like on the pews, some of the artifacts that they're lined the room, and really taking more attention to the priests themselves. They seem a little bit more disheveled, like they're not so picky about their garb or their appearance. Something personality-wise seems to have changed in the clergy themselves here.
So you guys have a real relaxed kind of atmosphere around here, huh?
Well, as Cuthbert said, we must stop taking ourselves so seriously. Life is short, and to enjoy it as best we can.
Oh, that's wonderful.
And who are we to question him?
I mean, I don't know. I ask him questions all the time.
He gives you a surprised look when he hears that. Oh, I see. And what sort of conversations do you have?
Oh, we talk about all kinds of things. We talk about, like, why sometimes we put meat in a tube, and then why sometimes we put it on a plate instead, you know, like, we cut it all weird. We talk about vegetables sometimes. I'm alright with vegetables. He seems to think they're very important. I don't know.
Indeed. Well, and he just seems sort of stuck in his sentence. He does not quite know where to go with the next words. Oh, right, you're here to speak to him. He sort of gives us a long hand-sweeping motion to the front altar. Quite beautiful, sort of made of gold and silver and adorned. It's where I go to speak with him, at least.
Ah. And Cal will kind of say, you know, politely say words. Brain stop. He will go politely to the altar.
Okay.
As if walking up to a friend's house.
Okay. Okay. I rolled a nat 20. Finally. So, Cal, you begin to walk up towards the altar, and you sort of turn smiling as you see them begin to try to practice at the slide whistle again. And as you turn your face forward once more, you see before you like a plane that's just green and laid out squarely. It's as if you'd stepped from the temple itself into another world. And to one side of you, you see a massive fortress made of stone. And deep within it, you see lines of cracks all riddled through it. And off to the other side, you see an elderly man with a pile of plate mail laid next to him, sort of sitting in this white robe. And you hear the little shrill whistles like you're used to hearing.
This is Cuthbert, correct?
Yes.
I recognize. Okay.
Yeah.
Cal will wave at him and approach him.
Okay. He sort of waves and motions for you to sit down. His feet are hanging over the edge of this grass, and below you it just seems like it infinitely drops off to nothingness. Just blue skies beneath him.
Wow. That's cool. Hey, Cuthbert, how's it going?
Oh, Callophrys, my man, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. I came here with a list of questions to ask. There's one question on that list for my friends. So I'm kind of doing someone a favor. But first, I want to ask you about the stone fortress. Why does it look like that?
He sort of like waves his hand in disgust and turns away from it. No need for such things anymore.
Well, all right then. Building a new life upon a new foundation, I see. He's just gonna kind of eye the fortress and eye Cuthbert. Well, he's not gonna say something or anything out of sort of, I guess, politeness. And since he's on a mission.
Okay. Yeah,
Gosh dang.
just an old
yeah.
building. What can I
So
help
I
you with?
came.
What can I help you with?
I came here to ask you about your job as like protector of the plains and Earth.
Well, what about it exactly?
Well, what do you do? What do you do around here?
He sort of huffs and like sits back, leans back, puts his palms flat on the grass, looking up. Seems for the last few millennia, just standing here, watching and waiting for what I don't know. Nothing dares come this way. You ever feel like you've wasted your entire existence, Cal?
All the time.
Never really gave much thought to it before you.
Well, I mean, also, like, it's also your job, right? Do you have, like, a livelihood? Do you have a family? Do you get paid?
Sort of laughs. No, I don't get paid. This is just my divine duty, or so it was handed to me. But we can make our own path, right?
Yeah. And you can also make your own path within the confines of your current life. Probably.
What is that supposed to mean exactly?
Well, I don't know. You could look at things differently. For instance, that tower. Maybe do some remodeling. Maybe it needs a new coat of paint.
Remodeling. He lifts a finger, snaps, and you see the entire structure just begin to crumble before you.
That is a direction I was not expecting.
That is remodeling, if I must say.
Is that like earth shaking?
Yeah, the ground is shaking pretty heavily. Sort of the dirt and grass are sort of sliding off into the blue expanse beneath you. Large stones crumbling and falling off the
Am I gonna
side.
die?
No, no.
Are you gonna die?
Sort of turns his eyes forward, looking out again. I don't know. I'll be honest.
That's a lot.
You see, we are relied upon by our worshippers. And when they stop worshipping us, we cease to exist.
I mean, your worshippers seemed,
Happy?
yeah,
Hmm.
in a way. There was an underlying sort of dustiness about them.
Perhaps we're all getting too old to be so meticulous about everything. Finding new paths to set our feet to. Cal, can I be honest with you about something?
Of course.
I'm tired.
Oh.
And I didn't think that I could be tired.
Are you allowed to take a nap?
Not physically tired, exactly, Cal. Just tired of its existence. And I don't know if it's just my general demeanor towards it, or it's because my worshippers are slowly dwindling. I'm not sure.
Want me to talk to them?
Well, it takes more than a few old men and one old church to keep me going. And they're dwindling away. Suppose they're not too keen on my new dogma.
Is it the slide whistle thing?
It's only part of it.
What happens if you quit your job?
I suppose I cease to exist.
And your job?
And how did you put it? Protector all over us, yada yada yada. I'm not quite sure what happens if I'm not here, to be honest with you. That's above my pay grade. I'm just put here to guard the divine gate.
I mean, it's an important job.
And I have done that. There's no just one structure that's the divine gate, you know. It could be an idea, an emotion, a person. I have done many things recently to abandon my post, as it were, but protecting the divine gate is something that I have done with great enthusiasm. And not because I'm supposed to, but because I want to. And he gives you a smile.
And he gives him a goofy one back.
You said you had other questions, or?
Oh, just, like how your job works. I guess we kind of touched on that. Did Zan give me a list? Or did she just say, ask him about this and left?
Sure, she gave you a list. She was like,
Okay.
how do you protect the divine gate? What happens if you stop protecting the divine gate? Is the divine gate a place? Yeah.
Okay, let's just say he asks all of that.
Okay. I have higher authority than me that will not allow the information of what the divine gate is for its own protection. I'm sorry I can't answer for that, Cal.
No, that's okay.
What it is just the expanse between here and, well, everything else. From the other planes, from Earth itself. There's an understanding that we can't go there, and they can't come here. Sort of a balance, I suppose, agreed upon long time ago. Asmodeus was very clever when that all came about. I'll give him that. And I suppose what happens? Well, Sora smiles, looking around. It's not up to me, honestly. If I stop protecting the Divine Gate, I'm not sure what's going to happen. Everything might be fine, or all the hells could break loose.
Who knows what'll happen?
Certainly not myself. I'm no diviner, after all.
So if I change planes, will I still be able to contact you?
Just really depends where you go.
You see, I'm worried. My friend keeps studying all this stuff about, like, planes, and I think, like, demon... I don't know, I haven't really been paying attention the last 6 months. I was just worried that maybe I wouldn't have your blessing if I went somewhere out of your reach.
Cal, you're welcome to do with your life as you please. I'm not a huge fan of destiny or fate or whatever they call it. It's one of the things that separates you from us, right? I mean, your choices and what you do with your life is yours to decide with. You can choose how you die or how you live. Most of the time, at least. I can only choose if I live or die. It's a strange conundrum. Honestly, I don't really care for it either way.
Well, I think if I had the choice, I'd still want to hang out with my best bro, Cuthbert.
He sort of smiles and, like, lifts it up. Yeah. I wish I could be more help, Cal, but my time's limited, I'll be honest with you.
Cal's heart sinks a little. He is scared for his friend Cuthbert. And then Cal gives Cuthbert a hug.
That's sweet. Okay, so you embrace the divine being that is St. Cuthbert.
Does it hurt? Is he like radiation? Am I okay? Is it okay to hug a god?
He doesn't stop
allowed?
you. Of course, you'd assume this is all in a physical world where things have such power. It sort of taps you on the shoulder. It's not light, but it's not like bone crushing by any means.
He held back.
You'll see me again. Don't worry.
Oh, good. Well, I gotta go now. Gotta catch up with my friends. We're gonna find a boat. And be a good old boat boy.
Boats of freedom.
True. Especially this boat, because it can, like, travel the plains. Sounds really cool.
Yeah. That sounds pretty groovy.
Super groovy. And Cal leaves.
Okay. So, Cal, you turn your back on the crumbling fortress and hear the sounds of the slide whistle once again pick up behind you. The whole scene melting away as you step back to the church. It doesn't seem as any time has really passed. The three of them are still on the same scale that was when you left them. You're sort of standing with under this altar. What are you going to do now?
Cal is going to leave, but on his way out, he's gonna kind of catch the attention of any sort of cleric here and be like, hey, don't be afraid to, like, clean things up a little. Never know when someone new is gonna walk in.
Oh, yeah. Clever.
And he leaves and returns to his friends.
Okay. And you guys, have you done anything while this is transpiring, or nothing particular?
I'm hiding out in my room until they're done.
Okay. All right, Cal. So you are back once more at the inn. So probably a couple hours have passed since you've left and returned. Where are you going?
I guess I will return to Zan's room
Okay.
to let her know what Cuthbert has told me. Zan.
Yes?
Oh, go ahead. No, you were gonna complete all the stuff I was gonna say.
No, I was pretending that I took it all in and got really scared. So this is me getting really scared. What?
He says that he doesn't have much time left. I'm not really sure what that means.
He's
Also,
a
he has
major deity. What does that even mean?
There was a lot of stuff that he said he couldn't tell me because of a higher power. So I think his bosses have got him, like, signing, like, a DNA or something. Wait, DNA, wait.
NDA?
NDA.
Yeah, NDA.
A non-disclosure agreement?
Yeah, he's not allowed to, like, say certain things. That's part of his job.
He's also DNR.
I'm so bad at words, please.
How is a major deity getting fired? I don't.
No,
what?
he's not, I don't think he's getting fired. I think he's just knows that he's running out of time. He said he chooses when he goes, though. But he also said he was tired. And he also said
Tell him
that
to get
protecting-
untired. Get him a cup of coffee, for fuck's sake. What?
I don't know, but he also said that his favorite part of his job was protecting the Divine Gate. So, sounds pretty good for us.
That's good. But if he stops doing that, then the Divine Gate is unprotected on this plane. That means that literally anyone or anything could potentially come through it.
Yeah.
This is bad. This is very, very bad. Go talk to him. Tell him he can't retire. He's still got a couple good millennia in him.
Cuthbert, did you hear that?
You
You probably heard that.
You still got it. Good show.
Zan, he's a god. I don't control him.
No, but you seem to have an inordinate influence on him. Just, do something.
Cal, does not know what to do. He doesn't know what he could possibly say to Cuthbert. Hey man, don't die. How about that? I have an idea.
You think it will protect the planes? Then yes, please urge him not to die.
Cal is just kind of like, okay. I guess Cal will try to calm down Zan, and I guess I will try to recontact, like send a little telegram to Cuthbert. Hey bro, don't die. Please. Heart. Cal.
You can give me an insight check to see if you can establish some sort of line with him.
Let's see. Oh goodness, math. I got an unnatural 20.
An unnatural 20. You get the celestial version of a busy signal at this point.
The number you have dialed has been disconnected.
It's no
So-
longer in service.
You feel that
This
you
mailbox is full.
perhaps the message has been delivered. Not getting any real response. Sort of like a lackadaisical, like, yeah, I get it, sort of response to it.
He's not really having it. He's
You
just
get a
kinda-
text back that just says K.
Yeah.
He said K. You know how one-letter texts are.
He's not listening. He's not going to read that for the next several hours. Oh, fuck.
Well, we're about to hop on a boat that can change our plane, right? So if we leave this plane, I actually don't know what's gonna happen if we leave this plane.
I don't know either, but I like this plane. I was born on this plane.
And
There
me
are
too.
people that I sort of like that live on this plane. I would rather it not be left to its own devices of literally any extra plane of being just like busting through like the proverbial Kool-Aid man.
What's Kool-Aid?
It's delicious. You'd love it.
The Kool-Aid man. Is this an enemy? Is this a demon?
How do we kill
Crit a
it?
demon. CR25.
Well,
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
he is a god, so maybe like time is different for him, and so maybe he'll die after we die, several millennia later. I don't know how long Cuthbert's been
Maybe.
alive.
Time's like relative, man.
That's just your opinion, man.
All right. Well, can you promise to just try and, I don't know, call him or whatever it is that you do? Just try to get back in touch and, I don't give him a pep talk or something, you know?
Zan. Sure, but I can't make any promises. I don't control the speed at which gods die.
You're absolutely right. I'm expecting way too much. I need to manage my expectations. You'll do it though, right? You'll
I'll-
try.
I'll try,
All right.
even if I have to become a god myself.
Well, that is an option. We'll talk about it later. All right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I guess we go try to steal a boat.
Yes,
Right.
that sounds like a plan.
Probably won't be easy.
Well, just you head down. Give me 2 seconds. I need to just do something real quick.
Sure thing. I'll let Gall know that we're heading out.
All right.
Oh yeah, I'm not.
And
there.
Zan, relax. That is the least relaxed inhale I have ever seen in my life. Work on it. And
One more, one more.
There we go. Coral, keep an eye on her. And he leaves, gently closing the door as to not startle her by closing the door a little too loud, maybe.
And you hear, "Pray for me, please," as you leave.
I'll talk to the big guy.
Zan does a quick one of these, pulls her hair up, and just as quickly as possible, going around all the little crystals and everything at her hairline, just like redoes her undercut and just does a quick style.
Did you just want to look pretty for the boat ride or what? I don't...
It was bothering me. Gods.
And didn't you guys make a lot of money after the battle? I mean, why are we stealing a boat? Can we just not buy a boat? I don't...
It's a very particular boat. It will go across the plains. It's not what
But
a
I
normal
mean,
boat
the
will
boat,
do.
to get to the boat, do we have to steal the boat?
Oh no, I assume we can probably buy passage.
Okay. Just making
The
sure
other
we're not...
boat, we're stealing that boat. We need that boat.
Just making sure we're not pulling more attention to us than we already have.
Oh no, of course not.
I mean, it's not like we didn't stab somebody downstairs or anything recently, so...
I stabbed no one.
Well, he's a part of our party now, so...
Reluctantly.
Ipso facto, he stabbed somebody.
Let's
We
just go
stuck
downstairs.
somebody.
All right, just fine. Yes, fine. Let's go downstairs.
Oh, fine. You all have congregated downstairs. So how are we traveling to Hardy?
Is it down the river?
Down the river.
Then we buy passage on a boat, I guess.
You could take a boat clear down to the Woolly Bay if you wished, and you'd be right there.
Probably the quickest, and like we want to be quick.
Right. You know, it's been at least, what, a couple weeks, I think, since TAC has made landfall there, or set anchor there in Hardy. So it's questionable how long or how much longer he'll be there.
Do we know where the ship that he's searching for is meant to be, don't we?
You do. You have a very detailed map of it now.
So potentially we could bypass TAC completely. Go get the ship before him. Because I would rather get the ship than revenge, frankly.
Right.
Wow, Gall. That's like a responsible decision right there. A somewhat responsible decision? Because we're not like killing a horrible person?
Having the ship makes it easier for me to get revenge.
Ooh.
It's true.
And he'll know that I beat him to it.
If you have the boat, you can literally pop onto any part of the plane, I'm assuming, where he would be, and just murder him at your leisure, so...
Can the boat fly? Does it have to be in water? No?
Find out.
Okay. Oh god. We're gonna crash this boat into a mountain. We don't know what we're doing.
Yes!
We don't know how to drive a boat. An interplanar boat.
Gall knows how to drive a boat.
Okay, so the thing right now is that you can find passage on some sort of river vessel. Absolutely. That's not an issue at all. Once you make it to the bay, though, you have several hundred miles to get to the hold of the Sea Princes across the Azure Sea and down that way. A fishing vessel probably would have a rough time making it that far.
So what you're saying is, kill TAC, take his ship.
That's entirely up to you all. If you want to try it, absolutely, we'll go for it. I'm saying you would know it would be harder to make the journey in a fishing vessel.
Cool. So
Is there
ideally,
a different type of vessel that we could secure passage on?
Yeah, I mean, not from here because Greyhawk's on a river, so all the boats, all the ships going down the river will be shallow water river vessels. We want to get to the coast and then get a proper seafaring ship, whether we get passage on it or
Commandeer it?
I have no money left. I can't buy a ship. I did that. It ended badly.
I have 250 gold.
Probably can't buy a ship. How much is a ship these days?
A lot.
Could I secure passage for all four of us on a boat for that amount?
Yeah, Most likely you could, yeah.
But first we should get to the coast.
Right. This is your area of expertise. I shall defer to you.
Cool.
Right.
So we'll head down to the docks and try and buy passage on a ship, on a riverboat that'll take us to the coast, I guess.
Okay. You make your way down to the docks. You've been in this sort of business for a little while now of working passage back and forth. I don't think it's really necessary that we go into like details of who we talk to exactly, but you have a couple options. You can either rent passage on one for 20 gold pieces to take you down to Hardy, or alternatively you could work for it if you wanted to help man the vessel. You would make an income of 10 gold pieces each, but you would have to do some hard duties on the way down there.
Goal.
So this would be
will happen. Sorry, go on.
No, you're fine. It's a vessel that's returning from delivering from Hardy up to Greyhawk and is return passage, bringing more goods back down with it.
Whatever the other two decide, even if they buy passage on a boat, Gaul is going to work.
Okay.
I could help cook. I have purify food and water. Could make sure no one gets the scurvy. I don't know. With my 9 strength, I don't think it's going to be very helpful in moving packages around.
Moving packages.
How long is the
pushing
journey
orders.
from here to Hardy?
It will take probably, I can't remember how far it is exactly. For bullshit miles, we'll just say it'll probably take about 4 days.
So, Zan, you could afford to just buy passage.
Right, and then I can just continue to study. Perfect. All right, I will buy passage.
Will it be slower if we work? Because we'll have to like help unload the ship once we get there, or is it gonna matter?
I mean, you'll have some time where you'll have to help unload the ship, absolutely. But if you choose to stick around, it's not like you guys aren't 12th level characters and could pshaw your way out of it. But
Or we can work really hard and do it really fast.
or you can do a very, very good job and be very proud of your endeavors. Yes.
I think Gaul would try and get a position on the understanding that he'll work while he's on the ship, but once we get to Hardy, he's gone.
Okay.
I think
If
Cal.
that means getting paid less, then he gets paid less, you know?
Yeah.
Okay.
Can Cal try to join Gaul's ship under the same dealio?
Absolutely. So, Zan, your cost will be 10 gold pieces. And
Is there anything extra for Coral, or
that includes him.
Okay.
And of course the consumption of the food and everything that you'll be provided with. Pretty expensive, Gaul, in your opinion. Whether you want to haggle it, that's up to you. But okay, so you guys set foot on a very shallow fishing vessel. I'll say fishing vessel. I'm sorry, a shipping vessel. Long, with a very flat top, where you see people sort of keeping their distance from the shores with these like long poles, making sure that they don't strike either side of it or ground the vessel itself. It's slow going, but with the current traveling south, it doesn't take a whole lot to get the vessel moving on its own. Anything particular you guys would like to do or talk about, or?
Gaul spends most of the journey just working, and
Just-
just kind of keeping himself to himself because he's not happy about going back to Hardy. He's not
Okay.
feeling very chatty.
Okay.
Zan will fill Cal and Coral in on the research that she's been doing.
Okay, except Cal's on Gaul's boat.
Well, you guys are on the same vessel.
Same boat.
Oh, we're on the same vessel. Oh, I did not know that. I thought this was
I
two
just don't
different
have to
boats.
work, and would probably be more of a, detriment than help if I tried. So yeah, she'll just follow you around with a book probably while you're working and just like fill you in on stuff.
Awesome.
So again, if he decides that he's no longer going to be a part of, protecting the Divine Gate, we're kind of fucked.
Okay.
So, and that's very important, because if they are able to break through one part of the Divine Gate, then that brings them even closer to potentially breaking through to Sigil, and then all bets are off. Do you understand what I'm saying?
And what happens when they break through to Sigil?
Well, they potentially have control of the Lady of Pain's domain, and, she can kind of, I don't know exactly how it works, I've never been there, but she can potentially turn off powers of various peoples, even gods, I hear. I don't know. So if someone had control of that, they could turn off all of the powers of these very powerful beings and basically just completely fuck them over.
Okay. So, like...
And then just,
the
take
important
over
gods.
everything.
Like, let's say there's a very obscure god, the god of being able to breathe. Okay, yeah, alright.
Or the
That's
god
not
of pooping or something, but just take it over and then just turn it all, we're all screwed.
Okay.
You do not want Orcus in charge of pooping. I'm just saying.
And wait, who are they? The ones that would try to destroy, to get into Sigil?
The armies of the Abyss?
Okay.
Or even the armies of the Nine Hells, who they don't care. They're just trying to fuck over each other.
Okay.
But again, this whole prophecy that I was talking about, it seems like Orcus might be at the front of it. Might be a deal,
That's not good.
No, it's not.
Well, maybe once we get the boat, we can try and figure out if something is ailing Cuthbert, or if some sort of thing is keeping him up at night. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Right. And get him to keep doing his job?
Yeah.
Or at the very least, find a worthy,
A replacement.
a replacement. Yes,
Oh,
exactly.
God, I don't know. Who would do Cuthbert's job better than Cuthbert? That's a tough one.
Does he have a child? I don't know. I'm
It
still
sounded
doing
like he
research,
had a
but
family. Given that I watched him destroy his house, I would presume it was his house.
oh boy. All right. Well, I'll keep looking.
Good stuff, Sam. Thank
Thank
you
you.
for putting in the legwork.
Of course. Other things I'd like to do with this information as well, potentially.
Of course. And I'll be happy to help you.
Well, hopefully it won't come to that, but we'll see.
It sounds like you're going to kill me.
What?
Eventually.
No. I mean, I'm hoping not to have to, go into the abyss, but we must.
If
What
we
we
gotta
must.
be there, we'll be there.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe even
Maybe.
Gaul will be there. Fingers crossed.
We'll see.
Very strong.
We'll see.
We'll see.
I'll be back in my cabin doing more research if you need me.
Sure thing.
Storm's off.
Okay. Anything else? Nope. Okay. So Zan, you go back to your cabin. Shut the door behind you, and I'm assuming you probably just have your book in front of you. You're already starting to go back through it again. When you hear right before of you the sound of tearing, and you see a gap rip open in space and time as you step forward. And a large celestial tiger begins to step through. It's been some time.
It has, Dar.
We have so many things to discuss.
I'm sure we do. What need have you of me?
I'm here to talk about your sister. Mahara.
Oh, I'm quite aware of who she is. Well?
See him begin to slowly pace around the room, looking at every corner of it. Do you think she's really still alive there?
It doesn't matter.
So you're just going to throw yourself into the abyss over nothing? Over some flesh and some bones?
I'll do whatever it takes.
I suppose it's a good thing for once that our paths intertwine.
Good for whom?
For both of us. For your patron.
What do you want, Dar?
I'm just a messenger. I want nothing. They, on the other hand, well... the ship you all seek. Are you going to take it to go after her?
Hadn't decided yet.
So do you think the man will lead you there? Or run off again?
I also hadn't decided yet.
Just saying you need to be very careful about where your loyalties lie.
I'm always careful.
But you need to go after her.
That's surprising.
Is it?
Yes.
He stops in the center of the room and sits back. And why would that be surprising?
My understanding was that we weren't supposed to be on the same plane.
Things have changed.
What's changed?
Everything.
Feel free to elaborate.
I can only deliver that which I am allowed to deliver. You know this better than anyone, Zan. But
Deliver your message then.
if she is still alive, then you need to go get her. The patron demands it. This is the cost of your power.
So this is a threat then?
It's a promise.
Where is she?
I think we both know the answer to that, don't we?
I do now.
You treat me as an enemy now, I've noticed.
Have you proven yourself otherwise?
I didn't know I had to prove myself to you. I came to you, you accepted. And since then you've grown strong, saved lives. I don't know where I drew fault in this whole predicament.
Like you said, everything's changed. Thank you. I know my mission now. You may return to your master.
I think you've always known your mission. This is just a more formality, I suppose. If I don't see you again, I suppose it's been fun.
Pleasure.
The tiger stares into your eyes for a moment longer before raising a paw and ripping once more through the air, shredding that veil. Stepping through it, the loud pop. His very existence begins to sew itself closed once more before you.
Well, Zan collapses in a little ball of hyperventilation and tears.
So, Zan cradles her knees to her chest, begins to feel the salty tears streaming down her face. We fade back, way back to the top, as we see this vessel just another day away from where it needs to be at. Sun beginning to rise on the horizon, and the busy sounds of the city of Hardby just in view. And I think that is where we're going to end today's session. So,
Look.
so a year didn't seem like things changed. It's pretty cool. Just kind of jumped right back into this shit and did it again.
That was fun.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Thanks, Adam. Welcome back indeed. Welcome back. What was our old little thing here? We used to go around and just tell everybody who you are, what you got going on, where they can find you.
Okay.
Well, that's me. Hey, everybody. I'm MK. I stream on Twitch sometimes, although I'm kind of like on a hiatus. I'm taking a break. But you can find me on Twitter at Music Combat. I think it's below my. It's on the overlay, right?
Correct.
And also because I did not give her a proper shout out last time, the person who drew my character's lovely tattoo is at Daughter of Wrath, RAFF, on Twitter. It's Casey. She's cool, and she drew my sick tattoo and stuff. So yeah,
So
and I
cool.
definitely enjoyed today's D&D session. It's like old times. It's wonderful. You guys are wonderful. Sav, you're wonderful. Everything's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Everything's
am.
awesome.
Yay! All right, I'll go. I'm Christina Sid. You can find me on the Twitters at Greek Sid. Let's see. We'll go down the pike. Saturdays at what is it? 1 o'clock Eastern. I do a game of we're in Tal'Dorei over on Pro Starters channel. We're doing some singular episodes though, so I wasn't there. Connor was in the hot seat today. Check that one out. And I'm here. You win. You found us. Good job. Every other Sunday, I'm over on game nights, 2 G's and a K game nights, including this Sunday. We're doing Slaying 101, Monster of the Week. I am a half demon. Whoops, it's
Monster of the
fun.
Week's great.
I fucking love Monster of the Week. It's amazing. We're in second season, new playbooks. It's fun. It's great times. Check it out. That's at 4 o'clock Eastern. Yes, 4 o'clock Eastern. I'm in Central. time zones. And starting next Thursday, I will be facilitating a game of Gold Society on game nights as well. I'm very excited. We just had our session 0 last week. It's on VOD there. Check it out. And then we're just going to jump in with all the drama and chaos. So come check that out.
Nice.
Oh, it's me.
Mhm.
Hello, I'm Chris. You can find me on the Twitters at Pangalactic, down there. What have I got going on? I run a D&D resources website called Loot the Room, loottheroom.uk. I have just put everything I've ever made on the DMs Guild is currently on sale in a bundle for $10. That's my pinned tweet on Twitter. You can go grab that. It's currently play it forward, so I get 100% of the royalties instead of 50%.
Nice.
And that'll let me buy a green screen, so it won't look like shit next time we play. And I just released a solo sci-fi horror role-playing game called The Wretched that you can find on my Twitter, that's available on itch and Drive-Thru-RPG, and it's a good time. It's fun. You will die cold and alone in space, but you get to play Jenga while you do it. So.
And there's music.
And there's music, there's a soundtrack, and you record audio logs, and you can pretend that you're Ellen Ripley. It's great.
And you're part of an awesome, like, metal band. But,
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Fuck it.
Dead
You know,
Throat.
people can only remember so much.
Yeah. And I realized that,
I do
like,
so many awesome things, so
I
I'm
do
not
so
even going
much
to talk about
shit,
half of them.
guys. Like, I'm just gonna pick 1 or 2 a week to plug.
I don't do so much, but fuck you. Anything else?
No. I'm
Okay. I am Saevrick. I have been your dungeon master and your best friend today. Fun to get back into this. What do I have got going on? I've got this going on. I think we're going to do this every 2 weeks, as far as I understand. So we'll be back sometime. I can't add it right now.
24th of May.
Sounds good
No,
to me.
23rd. It's Sunday. 24th is Sunday. It's Sunday here now.
Okay, so we'll say the 23rd for brevity's sake. Got something else coming up. Hasn't been announced yet. Really looking forward to that. But it will also be on this channel. I think it'll be every Sunday, if I remember correctly. Other than that, gosh, what have I done? I think I've written a really cheap Honey Heist hack recently, and that was about the extent of what I've done.
It was so
mostly.
good.
Great, go play it.
If you go on my Twitter,
Trevor off dead.
it's on my pinned tweet. So if you want to have a fun time, just with super simple rules, and it takes you a couple minutes to get set up. So if you like playing Cranium Rats that are trying to steal cheese from Dustman and Sigil, go check it out.
Fun.
Yeah, actually, there was a channel that played a one-shot of it, and I was very honored. Got to watch that.
Awesome.
It was a lot of fun to watch. Okay, other than that, I've got nothing else going on. So, anything last words? No?
Don't fuck with the Lady of Pain.
Don't fuck with the Lady of Pain.
Don't fuck with the Lady Pain.
Yeah.
Unless you know you're gonna win.
Which is never,
Which is never. So.
never happening. Okay. Well, I guess we'll see you all in a couple weeks. Again, thanks for stopping by and rejoining us for this crazy tale. It's good to be back with family. So we will see you later.
Bye.
I always hear MK go, oh, bye-bye, before we go. So oh, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.